All right, this is the voiceover for slow single set to failure workout. And this workout is unedited. I wanted to show that complete routine can be done in only about 11 minutes. So first set here, semi-sup chin-ups. You're gonna see I get set up very slowly. And I get myself positioned and I'm trying for about 3 seconds up, and I'm not rushing through the top or the bottom. A lot of people are rushing, trying to focus on, okay, they're thinking about their next rep as soon as they get in. I'm just focusing on moving the target muscles. That's it. Greasing my body through the joints and focusing on, can I get the rep up or not? This one I know I'm going to fail here, but I try. It's not there. Once I realize I don't just give up and drop, I slowly lower myself back down. And here I was actually trying for one more rep, and I didn't get it. Now, in an ideal world, I'm actually able to fatigue all of my available motor units in my muscle with one set. But because I consider myself still a relative novice to this method of training, I think it's possible that I have not neurally adapted to going to failure. So I'm doing 2 sets just to make sure. It's like an insurance policy. I want to make sure every motor unit gets hit. So this time I actually switched up a little bit. I'm doing regular chin-ups, which involve the biceps a little bit more, and I have weak biceps, as you can see there, so I need a little bit more help. So here again, I'm going for slow reps, and I'm staying relatively still, and I'm just focusing on getting the rep, and when I don't, that's okay. I'm still realizing, even if I'm getting partial reps, there's nothing wrong with partial reps. There's nothing that says that you have to, there you go, it's failure at the camera. There's nothing that says you have to go through the entire range of motion in an exercise. You could technically, if you think about it, I could just do a static hold. I could sit there at the middle of the movement with my arms at 45 degrees, and I could just sit and groove my way into failure, and eventually after a couple minutes of hanging, or maybe less, I would fail. Next exercise, dips. So I have my dip bar here, and if you notice, I'm setting up in neutral position. So I don't set up, I set up down so I can immediately begin with the positive part of the rep. And you'll also notice I don't lock out at the top. There is no reason to ever lock out at the top of a rep. If you lock out, you're reducing all of the tension that you've built up on that muscle. There's just no reason to divide the exercise into multiple reps. It's what you can think of it as almost one long continuous rep, and here dips are very hard to eke out an extra rep on, so I was not able to get the other one. But basically the rule is at the turnaround points, so the point at which you reach the very top of the exercise and you're heading back down, the end of the positive or the end of the negative movement where you're turning back up to the positive, you don't want to either lock out or rush through these movements. You want to slowly, imagine a race car going around a track, slowly groove through the curves. Also, my rest periods here, I'm not taking extended rest. There's really no need to. I'm just doing enough to catch my breath, and I'm going right into the next set. So again, you notice if you saw from a side view, my elbows are not locking out all the way. I'm going down, I'm maintaining the focus on the triceps, and this rep, it really doesn't look like I'm gonna get it, but I power through and I get all the way up, and I know, again, I'm not rushing through the negative because I know the negative here is really important. I actually do rush through it a little bit there. And drop back down. Failure again, the subject says to the camera. So that one's done, and then those dips took a lot out of me. It's probably not ideal what I'm doing on dips. I wish I had another way to do a triceps exercise, but I don't have anything that's easy, because you want to be doing at least probably like 40 to at least 40 seconds under tension total, and mine are probably 25, 30, especially that last set. So now I'm going to set up for curls. Curls are definitely, it's a great exercise to show high intensity training too, or single set to failure training, or slow training to failure, whatever you want to call this. We really need to standardize, because if you look around in the gym, a lot of people do this so wrong. I mean, there's no other word for it. It's just wrong. I mean, it may work, but there's so much wasted effort and wasted time. So I start at the bottom. I'm very still, getting set up. I'm not rushing through the rep. I'm slowly focusing on the peak of the biceps. And when I get to the top, the force velocity curve, at the top, the force is actually quite low. The majority of the force is being applied midway through this rep, and that's really what you want to focus the most on. You don't want to rush through this part of the rep. You can see as it gets easier, and there it's probably not good. I did use some bodily momentum to kind of get the rep up. You never want to use momentum. You just want to let the weight work through you. You are not trying to move the weight. You're trying to let the weight move you. Again, I move back. It's not terrible. It probably doesn't make that big of a difference in the end of the day, but again, this is a demonstration video. I'm trying to check myself and make sure that I'm doing this right. And I really could not get another rep there. It was just brutally difficult to kind of push through that one. So I'm going back, and I have my water back here. I'm just refilling with water during the workout. Drew Baye, who's sort of the guy I'm following in this, I think he even says don't even drink water during a workout, but that's insane. Like, I get so thirsty, I need to take a drink. I don't think that's something that you need to be too militant about. Now I'm resetting, breathing, just trying to get ready for the next set. Let's see how I do on this one. All right. I am curling up slowly. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'm about 4 seconds up. Let's count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, I'm going to fail on this one. 5. So again, when I fail, a lot of people, when they reach failure, they just decide to give up. Even if you tell people, most people at the gym don't go to failure. But even if they do, they're just like, oh, it got too hard, I'm going to quit. The definition of failure is you need to be holding the weight, struggling to move it in a direction for a few seconds, especially in the positive, or only in the positive, before you decide that you literally cannot move it without sacrificing your form. And you are imagining that there is a gun to your head saying, if you do not get this rep, you are going to die. That is the mentality you should have regarding failure. So if you notice, whenever I hit failure here, I am really trying to just hold that weight and get a lift. And it's going to be evident on the shoulder press here, actually. The shoulder press is really hard to get final reps on, I've noticed. The shoulders just seem to fatigue all of a sudden super fast. And I'm only doing 45 pounds. You notice this is another misnomer or misunderstanding. You don't need a lot of weight to produce a insane muscle response. I can hit failure, and studies have shown 45 pounds in the bar, 95, it doesn't matter. I have completely killed my ego with regards to these movements. Plus, using less weight is just simply easier, especially in a setup like this where the weights are over to the left, my sort of glass greenhouse thing. I don't need to go be getting the weights, fetching the weights every single time. So if you notice the turnarounds, I'm not pausing. I'm going right through. In this one, I'm about to fail. I did not great form there. I'm kind of toppling over back. But this is why almost doing this with the machine is better, because trying to reach failure can be tough with a barbell, because you want to lose your form. So there you go, that one kills me. And I'm not able to get the rep up without losing my form. I just see it. At some point, I know the weight is not going to be moving any further in the positive direction. So I let it down and I give up. And here I'm going to take a long recovery for me. Get ready. This is the very last set. So there it is. We're 10 minutes in. I've basically already completed 4 exercises. You do not need a lot of time in the gym to do this workout. That's one of the benefits. You can roll up here and just knock it out. So here's set number 2. Slowly, let's check my negative here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's not bad. And this is a struggle, probably about a 6-second negative. There again, you can see my body kind of shifting. You never want to off-road momentum. This one I'm going to fail on for sure, and I am struggling. I just cannot get more. And that's it. That is the workout done for the day. 4 exercises. We're good.